school, and then I went on to play at Towson Catholic High School.
Hold on. We will get to Towson Catholic. Before, in middle school, what was there any rec that you was associated with?
Yes, I grew up playing at Bentalou Recreation under the great mentorship and under Coach Herman Johnson.
Okay, Coach Herman, the legendary coach in Baltimore. You know, we lost him what, 2 years now? Has it been 2 years? Or been a bit?
Yeah, it's actually been about a year and a half. Yeah,
about a year and a half. I'm talking about a great man that a lot of great men speak highly about to this day. So now you went to Bentalou is you just saying Bentalou ain't no rec. Now when we talk about competition and we talking about guards in Baltimore City, even at that time, you know what I'm saying? This is star-studded. Can you tell me a little bit of some of the guys that was in the rec with you that you competed with?
Wow, man. I remember some days in the gym, we would have Coach Herman would have like about maybe 75 to almost 100 guys in the gym. And I was privileged to come under the tutelage of Rudy Archer. I played at University of Maryland, Kevin McDaniels, Hot Shot, Mike Mans, George Braxton, Danny Robinson, Sean Burt, who actually had set the Bentalou record at the time. He had scored 85 points in a BNBL game.
Sean Burt, 85 points in a BNBL game?
85 points in the BNBL game, yes. Yes.
Huh.
And it was just the competition was just fierce. And when you walked into Bentalou, there was a sign that says Bentalou, the home of the players. And I like when we walked in the gym, you know, it was known as Bentalou University. So at elementary and middle school, we already knew we was going to college because Coach Herman had already set it in our mindset as little boys. So it was fierce competition every single day. You had to come with your A game because somebody was going to be there to take your heart if you didn't have it.
Now you went to Towson Catholic. Was it any schools you was thinking about going to other than Towson Catholic?
Yes, I was actually thinking about going to Walbrook because Gus has reached out to me because he had ties with Bentalou, Cardinal Gibbons, but Towson Catholic, all my Bentalou brothers, we all decided to stay together because Coach Harmon, he always preached, you know, to stay together. And, you know, we started off 6 of us right out of Bentalou and went straight to Towson Catholic and had, you know, a great career there.
Now, hold on. Now, you know, I ain't just gonna let you shoot through there. Now, coming from West Baltimore and going to the school Towson Catholic, right? First of all, we're gonna talk basketball. Let's talk basketball. And I want your 9th grade year. Tell me the different. You coming from West Baltimore to Towson, Maryland. Now, tell me the adjustments you had to make at the time.
It was a big adjustment. Number one, we had to wear shirt and tie every day. So going to school, getting on the bus, coming from West Baltimore with a shirt and a tie on, you already know, you know, as far as that, you know, people was looking at us in a different way, but they respected what we were doing because they knew we was furthering our education. So it was a big adjustment, you know, coming from an inner city public school, going to Towson Catholic. You know, first of all, you know, it was the first time that I was around fathers, nuns. So I learned quickly to conduct myself accordingly because of, you know, they discipline. As far as the competition, Coach Herman, Coach Weasel, they really prepared us because when we went from Bentalou to Towson Catholic, my first year, we played a national ranked schedule. I know that, and this is in a week's time. I know Streets and Smith has said that we had the toughest schedule in the country because we played Oak Hill. Well, Oak Hill was the #1 team in the country when they had Rod Strickland, Mike Jones. 3 days after that, at Towson Catholic, we played Flint Hill. They was #2 in the nation. That's when they had Dennis Scott, Sam Jefferson, Bebe Boca Chica, Rodney Thompson. 5 days after that, we go to St. Goretti. They was ranked in the top 20. They had Rodney Monroe. 6 days after that, we go and play Cardinal Gibbons, who was ranked 9th in the country. They had Rodney Walker, Bernard Royster, Beetle Brown. 6 days after that, we had to go to Philly, and then we played Roman Catholic. Then after that, we 7 days after that, we go to play Gonzaga. They was ranked top 20 in the country, and they had Mark Tillman from Georgetown. So it was just, I know that Coach Mike, he was from Bentalou, and he took all of us to Towson Catholic with him, along with Coach Bill Spots, and just to play on a national schedule like that, it prepared me, #1, for life. It prepared me for junior college, and it prepared me for Division I.
Now, talk. That was sick. I mean, that schedule right there, for real. It's some players that went to college and ain't play against all them players right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, now let's talk about the Catholic League. At this time, it was what, Calvin Hall rocking and rolling? Yeah.
At the time, the dominant team was when I was playing the Catholic League. It was Mount St. Goretti, because they had Rodney Monroe, and they won the Catholic League all 3 years when I was playing the Catholic League. They was tough. Along with, they also had a gentleman named Lee Hicks that had like a 35-inch vertical. So they had a nice ball club.
Oh, all right. Now you said they won that thing 3 years in a row. Now let me ask you this. All right. Summertime comes, right? Summertime comes. Do you go back to Bentalou? Because it's BNBL time. Because now I want to know about the BNBLs, the Project Survivals, playing over the cage. If you played over there, tell the people a little bit about the neighborhood game. Let's go there.
Oh yeah, I always like to see when Dick Vitale say Sammy Cassell say North Carolina was a wine and cheese crowd, because growing up in Baltimore, we grew up playing summer basketball.
Right.
And I know after the high school season, we would go down to Bentalou around March to get ready for BNBL. And at the time we was playing BL, Coach Herman had 5 15 and unders, 5 13 and unders, 4 18 and unders. And so the goal was to make the 18.
Okay.
You had to make the 18. If you made the 18, you was a superstar in high school.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what he set the bar. And then from BNBL, I know BNBL, it was tough. It was tough back then, you know, because every community had a basketball team.
Right.
Every community. And see, you know, you had a lot of great teams that was out there. You had Oliver, you had LA, Lafayette, you had Cecil, you had Madison. And see, playing BNBL, a lot of folks fail to realize the relationships that you build playing BNBL. Some of the same guys that you played 11 under against, you're going to wind up playing 15 under all the way up to 18 under. These are the same guys and also young ladies that you're going to be playing against in high school.
You can't
duck. With BNBL,
there's no ducking.
Huh?
There's no ducking.
Oh, you couldn't duck. Wasn't no. One thing about BNBL, when it came down to having that championship over at Morgan, like you said, you couldn't duck. If you had a name in Baltimore, this is the way you could actually test your skills, because you're gonna play against everybody in the city. It's not like now. You really, some of the good players, they're not even gonna play in Baltimore during the summertime. They're gonna play AAU. Right. From BNBL, we went straight to Project Survival. Project Survival was over at Lake Clifton. And I know at Lake Clifton, they had two gyms, the girls' gyms and the boys' gym. And we would go to Lake Clifton on Saturday and Sundays. That's when they had Project Survival. And we would stay there all day. All day, because they had 11 and under, 13 and under, 15 and under, 18 and under, and the college players will come home and play. Plus, you had the girls. The girls, see, I grew up, one of my favorite girls basketball players of all times. And God rest his soul, my dad, because he's the one that got me involved in basketball. We will watch Gert Scott. She won a national championship at Towson Catholic. And that's one of the reasons why I went to Towson Catholic. Because when I watched Gert play,
talk to him. Gert
had it all. Gert was,
hold on. We're gonna get, listen, because I ain't forget. We're gonna go back and talk about that girls team, that Towson Catholic girls team. I ain't forget. And I want you to tell a story about one of the biggest, I can't even call it, I'm not gonna call it no scandal, but one of the biggest, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get there. Now, people, I wanted to give y'all an insight of Baltimore and where it was as far as like competition and the game itself. Like, you see how we'll go there, you watching everybody watching everybody. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like a little war within it. It's not a physical fight, but it's a mental fight. You're gonna respect each other, but you ain't really dealing with each other. But you respect each other so much, you're gonna keep watching each other game. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I love Baltimore, man. I love the history with it. Now let's get back. Let's rewind it back, since you want to talk about Miss Gert Scott. And shout out to Miss Gert, if you out here, because I know you're gonna watch. You need to come on the show. But I know you're gonna listen to it. Now let's go back, because Towson Catholic, the girls at this time, I mean, they rocking and rolling. They recruiting too. Did they recruit Ned from over there at Walbrook?
Yeah. Yeah, Ned transferred our senior year.
Yeah. What's her name from Seton Keogh?
Angie Jones.
Angie. My fault, Angie. I'm sorry, Angie. Because the other year, I apologize, Angie. Yeah. Talk to the people in Toy Harrison. And Toy. I mean, we talking about all Louisiana Tech first team. And people, when I say Louisiana Tech, you know what I'm saying? This is like, all right, I'm gonna put your UConns now, your South Carolinas now, girls team. That's what that was.
Remember her? She was on that team.
Man, go in. You got the floor. I'm gonna sit back and be quiet. Talk to the people about the females team.
Well, Towson Catholic girls team, that was one of the reasons why I decided to go to Towson Catholic, because most of the Catholic schools, they had boys, all boys. And at the time, Towson Catholic had girls and boys, and they had a great girls team. And the year before we arrived, the girls team had won 2 national championships, going for their 3rd championship. And see, the year that we went there, they was loaded. I remember the Coach Grayson, had the #1 recruit in the #1 player in North Carolina, the #1 player in Baltimore, the #1 player in Delaware, the #1 player from Jersey, the #1 player from Detroit. We talking about the #1 players all on one team. And guess what? They was not known, and me and Angie always talk about this. they stopped being known as Towson Catholic. They was no longer Towson Catholic no more.
What was the name?
Because the Amazing Owlets. The Amazing Owlets was the first one that did it before LeBron and all of them.
Yeah.
They were fly from, man, Bermuda, the Bahamas. They was traveling like that. They was the Harlem Globetrotters. They never would, I would never see them in school because they was always going to the big time tournaments because the coach got the Amazing Owlets kicked out of the Catholic League on purpose because he wanted to win the national championship. And by him playing in the Catholic League, playing locally, he said he could never do it. So he was beating teams like 98-4, 105-11. I mean, and he would keep the starters in.
Oh, so he wasn't playing. He was not playing. Look, I ain't gonna lie. I don't have a problem with them type coaches. If he if that's how he feel, I ain't with this. I mean, I respect it. I mean, but hey, if you out there this competition, stop it. Stop it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, he had the formula, 3 national championships in a row. In a row, not a championship here, no, in a row. 3 national championships, #1, USA Today, Streets and Smith.
Wow. See, I gotta look him up. Because that's an accomplishment in itself. 3 national championships in a row.
In a row.
You know, my paws ain't do that.
No. Yeah. And Dunbar, come on now. I respect Dunbar. Come on now. Dunbar respect all around the world.
Man. Now
I got a good San Cassell story for you.
Go ahead, hold up. Tell the people about art. They won the 3 national championships, right? But tell tell it the Channel 2, the Channel 2 news story.
Which one? The scandal?
The scandal. Yeah, let's go there. Let's give people some meat.
I guess some meat. All right. Towson Catholic boys team. The girls team was a national ranked powerhouse. The boys team was like a low tier team. And the year that we went there, as a matter of fact, the gentleman who was the head coach was a gentleman named Bill Spots who run the Charm City Classic.
Yeah, I played with Bill Spots on his travel team. His next to last year before he gave it up.
And see, he was the head coach, and Coach Mike from Bentalou was the assistant.
Okay.
So he knew he hired Coach Mike as assistant. He gonna bring all the good Bentalou boys players to Towson Catholic.
Right.
Well, when we arrived to, like I said, we went from Bentalou playing a national ranked schedule. And everybody was wondering, how can these guys compete on a national level in 1 year? Then we didn't have just one sneaker deal. We had 3.
Okay.
3. Okay. How's they gonna get us there? Then they was letting certain players play with no grades, failed off.
Oh, they was trying to go for the gusto. Go ahead.
But we're on a national level now. So now they got to do what they got to do to get them dubs.
Yeah.
And the tournaments that we was playing in, they didn't want no blowouts. They want you to either win or be competitive. Okay. Then of course the girls was going for their 3rd national championship.
Did y'all feel any pressure because the girls was winning so much?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The reason why the pressure was on, because, coming to school and seeing the USA Today, you seeing Fox, you seeing the news stations always in the school, you seeing LSU, you seeing Alabama, you seeing UConn, you seeing everybody that's coming to the school recruiting, trying to get an interview. And this is every day. This wasn't just sometimes. So what they did for the boys team, to say, man, we want that. We want that.
Right.
And one thing I could say, the girls worked out just as hard as the boys as far as practice. So that pushed us to when we was tired, we always think about the girls team, like, nah, man, we got to make this thing happen. Because if they got it, we can get it. We just got to put the work in. So yeah, it was a lot of good pressure, because it was like a family. The girls pushed the boys pushed the girls, and we always would go to the games and support each other. So it was a great experience.
No, that was love. That was love. Now, you graduate from Towson Catholic, and you attend UMES. That's my son right now. He graduated in May. Now, was it any other schools other than Eastern Shore that you was thinking about going to?
Yes. Well, I actually graduated. I had just turned 17.
Well, you was young.
And I graduated just coming out at 17. I was in a situation where I could have stayed my senior year, but I thought I was ready. I should have went to prep school being 17.
Yeah.
But I decided to play at one of the top junior colleges in the country. Long Morris. We was ranked. They was ranked at the time 5th in the country, and it was in Texas. So I was down there in Texas, and look who was in our conference: Larry Johnson,
Grandmama, and he was all around.
And San Jack, when they had David Butler, Moses Scurry, Lindsey Howard from Arkansas. Remember, they went from San Jack to UNLV?
Yeah.
National championship?
Yeah.
Also in the conference was Carl Herrera from the San Antonio Spurs. Robert Pack from the Denver Nuggets.
He had balance.
So it was a loaded conference, but we had the #1 player in junior college, Clifford Allen. Matter of fact, when you get a chance, you go to Google Clifford Allen. They got him out of jail. Came to our college, and man, I seen him with my own eyes give Larry Johnson 30 and 10. I seen him kill David Butler and Moses Scurry. But things happen, and he got kicked out of school. I mean, the stories. But yeah, junior college prepared me definitely for Division I. After I went from junior college, my junior college coach got the head coaching job. Check this out. We were so loaded with talent. My junior college coach got the assistant job at the University of Texas Longhorns.
Oh yeah.
Because he took 2 of our players, Loxley Colley and Panama Myers, with him. So, I was went off to another JUCO, and then I wound up at Eastern Shore.
Now at Eastern Shore, right? I'm reading some articles, and it was like it said your coach, the year before that, your freshman year, y'all ain't have a good year. So then your coach started recruiting junior college players. He said, I'm gonna start going to junior college route because other programs doing it, and he finds success in it. Now, when he start doing that, and this right here, this question for the kids that's going to college and the kids that's in college, that sometimes you don't have no control over what your coach want to do. You already a point guard, but he telling you, you hearing that he's going to recruit. Basically, he's going to recruit some other guys. And if you bring in junior college guys, you know what I'm saying? You put to play. They put to come in there and play. Just telling people, because you're a junior college guy, but telling people the mindset of that. Like, because I went to junior college route. I went prep school and junior college. Both because I signed. It wasn't my grades. I got 920 in prep school, SATs, all that. But I signed early to 2 programs. But that's neither here nor there. But I know that junior college, I know that grind, you know what I'm saying? And I also know the BS that come with it too. And like I said, I went to Georgia State. So I know transitioning into another program and things that some things that they tell you on your visit is not going to be the same once you get there. So can you talk to the people, tell the people a little bit that that transition and that experience?
Well, going to junior college, especially out of Texas, I mean, out of Texas, being 17 years old, it was a culture shock to me, but also it was reality that hit me in the face that if I didn't get serious being an athlete, that my career could be over. Because when I went to junior college in Texas, down in Texas at the time, Texas was a powerhouse for junior college basketball.
Okay.
And everybody on our team, their whole mindset was to go Division I. So you didn't have to push these players. And then it was the first thing that our junior college coach said the first day of practice is that I'm not going to cut anybody, you're going to cut yourself.
Right.
Because you in junior college, you're going to see some things that you never going to see. I done seen the cars. I done seen the money bags. It's junior college. I done seen when Sean Kemp, when Eddie Sutton brought Sean Kemp to our junior college, and he decided, nah, yo, I ain't gonna battle Big Cliff. I'm going to the league.
Right.
So I've been through all that, but the mindset was, you know, coming from Baltimore, you know, I had basketball skills, basketball talent, basketball IQ, but what I was lacking was the physical strength, the conditioning, because they have better facilities in other states.
Yeah.
So by me having that facility, that I got so cool with the coach, they would call me a gym rat. I had the keys to the gym. So that's where I really learned how to become an athlete. I worked out hard. You know, I put on, when I was in JUCO, I put on about 15, close to almost 20 pounds of muscle, my vertical leap, I increased my vertical leap. And so that transitioning, because a lot of kids don't realize this, when the coaches recruiting a junior college player, they want him to be already ready.
Right.
Already ready, mentally, physically, emotionally, far as your maturity, and they want you to come in, to not just to be a regular player, to come in to take over the team, to be a leader and a team captain because you have experience. So that transitioning is it really helped me mature as a student athlete.
Now let's transition a little bit. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about Simon Says. Simon says hoops, not guns. Simon says hoops, not guns. Tell the people how you came up with that.
Well, in my profession, I'm a motivational speaker, and I came home off a tour one day, and one of the elders in the community said, "Hey, you helping everybody else, but you're not even helping the community where you from." And I really respect that lady because her husband was the community president. And then one of the OGs from the community, he came to me that same day and said, "Hey man, the game is messed up."
Right.
And I was like, "What are you talking about, the game?" He said, "Man, the game." So then I said, "Okay, all right." He said, "But you can reach him." I said, "What you mean I can reach him?" He said, "Man, that ball, man, you can reach him, man." So that day I went up to one of the old parks that I grew up in the community, because I was thinking about basketball that day. And when I went up there, they had 3 kids, and it was 98 degrees outside. And one of the kids was laying on the ground. So I asked the kids, I said, "Well, what's wrong with him?" They say he's thirsty. I say, "Thirsty?" I said, "Well, why don't you take him up the hill? The water fountain is on the hill." They say they took the water fountains out of the park. So if you take the water fountains out of the park, that means you don't want the kids in the park.
Right.
So one of the kids said, "Well, I got a bottle of water." I said, "Well, give it to him." So he gave him the bottle of water. So they said, "Oh man, we're a team." I said, y'all want to learn or do y'all want to play? It shocked me. They say, "We want to learn." I say, "Wow." So we started doing some drills for about an hour. So I was leaving. They say, "Coach, you coming back tomorrow?" So I looked at him. I said, "I'm not y'all coach," but I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep because I started thinking about my father.
Okay.
How he never missed one of our practice. Is one of the kids needed a ride from game to practice, he was there for them. I remember the days that Coach Herman doing BNBL games. Our biggest thing was the Kool-Aid. He would put the Kool-Aid in the big Gatorade and shake it all up, pad time, and we would have drink Kool-Aid. But because he made it, it was worth $1 million to us. So I know about that feeling. So that day I bought some coolers and bottled water, took up to the park, the court next day. They had 10 kids waiting. I was like, man. So then we did some drills. They said, you coming back tomorrow, coach? I said, I'm not your coach.
Yeah. I
came back. The next day, they had 26 kids. And now the parents was dropping the kids off like we had something going on. We had nothing going on. Then I'm having people that I play ball with. Yo, I'm gonna drop my son off, yo, and get this work in. So then the community, we talked. They said, man, you need to be in the school system.
Yeah.
So it was the community who went up to the school and talked to the school about letting our program in. And then how we got into the junior NBA is that, remember when Baltimore closed about 30-some schools because of the heat?
Yeah.
Well, that day I went to practice and the kids didn't want to leave. Man, they was practicing in their coats and boots. So I went on Twitter, I took pictures and I went on Twitter and I said, I could not believe in Baltimore City, where all these clergy, entrepreneurs, professional athletes, people get money, our kids got to go to school with no heat.
Right. Talk to them.
That made national news because that morning I had woke up and turned on ESPN. They was like, what's going on in Baltimore City public schools? So about a week after, I say about 2 weeks after that, man, we was invited to play in the junior NBA, participate in the junior NBA program. It's been a blessing. But with our program, you know, we don't focus all on basketball because with Coach Herman, one of the things he did not focus on is basketball. And that's one of the philosophies it's about building character, building men and women of honor. Because the basketball will take care of itself.
And see, I tell the kids this, basketball is this much part of your life.
This much, y'all.
This much. It's good that you could bump elbows, meet a bunch of people. I'm grateful. I'm glad I played basketball, but it just is not all the be all. You know what I'm saying? The world is bigger than just that basketball court. So try to find something else that you're interested in doing while you playing basketball. So when it's over, it won't feel like a shock to your soul, to your system.
Right.
You know? But go ahead.
But yeah, with our program, we have a study hall attached to it. The reason why a study hall and education is very, very important to me. Growing up, I was labeled educable, mentally retarded. You know, I studied a lot. I had very low self-esteem. I was one of those kids where, you know, they would take me out, put me in the hallway and isolate me. But it was my parents and Coach Herman. Because every day I came in Bentalou, he always would say, big fella, where you going? You going to Maryland? Where you going at? You going to Providence?
Yeah.
This is when we was little. So my belief level was on I didn't care what the teachers and I'm saying. Coach Herman said I'm going to Maryland.
Yeah.
And look where I played at. University of Maryland, Eastern Shore.
Yeah. That's something, right? That's
planted that seed as a little boy.
That's something. Now that's something. Now look, we got that. See, we're gonna talk even more. Listen, people, this is the beginning of me and Simon right here. I had to get his interview. We're gonna come to a close right now. But like I said, y'all ain't see this is scratching the surface right here. So listen, we closing now. You want to close off?
Yeah, I closed off. I got a good Sam Cassell story for you.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you about Baltimore basketball and how we are a family. Baltimore basketball, without a shadow of a doubt, we compete hard on the court. on the court. But when we out of town, we family. And I mean, come on, Sam is from Madison. I'm from Bentalou.
Right. Now, people, that's East and West. It's a rival. It's a rival in itself already built in. Go ahead.
You know, you had to go to Bentalou or Madison for the championship.
Yeah.
So we fought our whole career. So anyway, I'm at a UMES at this time, and my senior year, and we fly into Tallahassee because FAMU was in Tallahassee.
Okay.
So I'm telling my teammates, I was like, man, my man Sammy Cassell, SSL, played for Florida State.
Right.
But I ain't got nowhere to contact him.
Right.
Well, being from Baltimore, you always know we got to go fresh. I had to go to the mall to get some sneakers just to wear to the game. So I'm in the mall. I'm in Foot Locker, so I'm paying for my sneakers. So I get to talking. So the cashier say, man, you talk like somebody I know. I say, talk. She said, you got a funny accent. I say,
Baltimore accent.
She say, where you from? I say, I'm from Baltimore.
Yeah.
She say, what you doing here? I say, we play FAMU tonight. She say, from Baltimore. I know somebody from Baltimore. I say, who? She say, Sam Cassell. I say, really? I'm trying to get in touch with them.
Yeah.
She said, really? She said, I got Sam's number. I said, you got to be kidding me. I say, write it down. And I say, call Sam, because we got practice. I say, and then we got shoot around the next day. I say, call Sam, tell Sam that his boy Simon's in town. So I go to the hotel. You know, back in the day, we ain't had no soft phone. And you know, back in the day when you was traveling, you ain't supposed to use those hotel phones.
Right.
I said, it's my man.
They would charge it to the river. You would get a charge. Right. Yeah.
So I call, I get a voicemail. So then I go to practice. I come back, the red light is blinking on the phone. It's Sam. What up? You know, I said, hey, what up, boy? You in town?
Yeah.
Yeah, what up, boy? I say, so then I call Sam. He pick up, what up, boy? Check this out. I said, we got FAMU tomorrow. He said, what? I want to come to the game.
Yeah.
HBCU, baby.
Yeah, you already know. You already know. I know.
I want to come to Look, I'm excited to go. He said, man, we got Georgia Tech on ABC tomorrow. I say, really? He said, I got you. You leave me tickets? I got you. I'm gonna leave you tickets to the Georgia Tech game.
That's love.
Remember when Georgia Tech had Barry on there?
Yeah.
I go to the game, so I tell my coach, I say, Coach, man, my man Sam from Baltimore. He said, I know how y'all Baltimore guys, you can go to the game, make sure you be back by shoot around. I'm going to Tallahassee in the game. You know the big Indian when they come out there?
Yeah.
As Sam come out the tunnel, Sam must knew where he left the tickets at. So the first thing Sam did when he come out, look at the stand, said, I got this. I think he threw like 35 on him that night, on that day.
Man,
man, that's that Baltimore love, man. You know, and it was funny because my teammates, they saw that. They were like, man, coach let you go see your man from Baltimore. And then not only that, Sam showed love to me. After the FAMU game, Sam came to my hotel.
That's love.
With Rodney, remember Big Rodney Dobart?
Yeah, that's love.
They come in there. Come on, Simon, we ready to go to the Luke.
The Luke. Already. I already know where y'all was at.
That's that Baltimore basketball lifestyle.
Yeah, man, already. Now, people, y'all have any comments? Y'all drop it down. Below. You know what I'm saying? Simon, again, I'm humble. I'm grateful. We're going to do this again. Yeah, we got some debates that we're going to talk about. We're gonna have some,
Let's do it.
I'm still not over that Jason Williams comment. You said talk about he was the best PG in the last what, in the last 20 years, you said 30 years in college basketball, we're gonna get back to that. We're gonna get back to that.
Oh, no, we're gonna debate. We're gonna debate. I like that. I like that you saw that.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. All right, y'all, coming live from Chaz TV. We out.
Peace.
Peace. That was